So we just got down. Position y'all right. So it's weird because I was actually able, well, while I was paying attention, I was able to find out that there's a pilot close by. For time references, it's now 12:38 midnight. So I want to take the opportunity to express a little something that came to my attention recently. Some of y'all know I train out here in this oil field. So like I've told y'all, you want to come to Mr. Watson's plantation, the only thing I'm going to ask you, reach out to me so I could put in some good words for you. And then after that, when you get to orientation, request that I train you. Because they don't do referral bonuses out here, man. They used to, and then I started bringing people in, and all of a sudden it turned into, oh, we stopped doing referral bonuses, blah, blah, blah. You know how that goes, man. But it is what it is. Tomato, whatever. Give me 1 second. I'm going to turn on the APU. I'm going to get that going so it get cool back there. Because once I hit back there, my ass is going to sleep. And we're going to sleep good too. Yes, sir. Get that APU going. Alright, there goes, it just kicked in. Hit that AC. Boom. Alright, we're back. We're back, folks. So, I have it from a very, very important confidant. So, I don't know if y'all remember, but like Friday, was it Friday or Thursday? I had a trainee, so I'm just putting this out there, PSA. When I train y'all the way I run. That's just what I try to do. I really don't know how else to break it. Sorry, this is the best you're gonna get out of me out here. Like I said, it's freaking 12 o'clock in the morning. I got the lights. You know what I'm saying? I got the lights on, so I don't know what else y'all expect from me. So, but I had a trainee that quit last week, man. I had a trainee that quit last week. The reason why I don't do no fancy stuff, I don't dress up for y'all, because I like to keep things raw with my audience. That's just what I like to keep it raw with y'all. What you get, what you see, what you get. There's no facade out here. There's no sugar coating out here. What you see is what you get out of Hamilton, right? So, I was training a trainee, but when they hit me up with them, I had like 21 hours, right? So we're required to do about 6 loads with every trainee. I had the plantation. Raw dog style, man. That's what I do. Dog pound out here from the trenches. So I train like the trenches. We ran, boom, hard. Anyways, long story short, along the line of training, part of the things you got to know when you come out here is what you got to do. We got hella apps, by the way, but what you got to feel out. Y'all see me feel this thing out over and over on video. You know what I'm saying? Wait, right here. Y'all see me filling this out on videos all the time. I'm on my blog. Well, that's one of the stuff I got to teach you how to fill out. I will sit, I sit there and I explain it. I explain how do you access the app once they actually send you a dispatch, send us a dispatch, how you accept the loads, how you check in, because the way the system break down out here at the demo plantation is, depending on the customer we're working with, depending on the customer. So let's say it's Apache. If it's Apache, you got 2 apps you gotta mess with. I don't need to go into details all that. You figure it out if you ever come out here, right? On those apps, one, you gotta check in on both of them. Let's say you go to the terminal, which is what we call the pickup, or you go to the well, which is what we call obviously the delivery. You gotta check in on each of those times. So you gotta hit certain things on both apps. That's with Apache. And then obviously, you gotta put in your ticket number, which would be the BOL that you get, or the receipt that you get after you get loaded at the customer. These are all things I gotta explain to my trainees. I gotta show you how to navigate the game and the system. I'm telling you all this, just like when it came to the nomadic. By the way, shout out to, some of y'all came up to me and said, dude, I pretty much learned how to operate a nomadic by watching your videos. Obviously, we're doing hopper bottom now. There ain't much to operating a hopper bottom, but the nomadic, because my videos, even though they were noisy, a lot of people also complain about that, which is fine. Like I said, what you see, what you get, okay? But people that paid attention, that wanted the knowledge, learned just by watching, because the videos were so detailed in the breakdown. I was pointing out what I was doing here, what I was doing there, so forth and so on, so people understood it. So when it comes to this paperwork, if I'm your trainer, I'm gonna break it down for you, right? So let's get back to this, the trainee that quit. He was there. We were less than a day left before he would have finished with the training, and then he would have been on his own truck by now. He would have been doing whatever he had to do by now, right? I'm teaching him all this stuff, right? Breaking it down, how to do the paperwork, how to check in, how to depart, because we have to do this stuff so dispatch and the company knows, okay, they have arrived at the pickup, they got loaded, this is how much frac send the pickup, and this is when they got the delivery, this is when they're unloaded at delivery, so boom, we can give them another load. That's the whole concept of all that nonsense, right? Now, if I'm sitting here breaking all that to you, at each of every sentence that I do, y'all know I like to talk, right? I will say blah, blah, blah. I say, you got it? You get it? If you don't get it, why would you say yes? If you have a tutor, or if you have anybody that's trying to teach you something, they ask you, hey, did you get what I'm trying to teach you? Why would you say, yes, I got it, if in reality you don't? Because you're trying to move on to the next step, right? I mean, that's the only logical explanation for that, right? That's the only logic, because you're trying to get it over with, move on to the next one, or number two, you actually got it. Okay, so when you tell me that, I move on to the next step. Most of the time, I find myself repeating the same thing over and over, which is part of my job as a trainer. I don't have a problem repeating stuff over and over. That's what is my job. But, so this gentleman, what would have been our last day, his truck started acting up. I don't know what it is, but I think it was losing power whenever we were loaded. The turbo wasn't kicking in like it's supposed to. I think one because some of these lease roads, or so, even I-20, because every now and then, depending on where we're picking up, we'll go through I-20 right there. The truck was losing power, dropping down to like 40, so he got a little bit frustrated with that. Okay. I along with all this information being thrown at them. I'm supposed to give you all this information. Myself, other trainers are supposed to give you all this information within a scope of 2 days or 3 days. But when you're riding with a real one like me, we're going to do those 6 loads in 2 days. Because that's how I run. And since you're pretty much mirroring me, you're going to run the way I'm running. So I think the truck was what broke his back. And the reason for all this story is this, right? He tapped out. The truck started messing. He said, man, this truck is messing up. I'm going to go to the shop. I said, okay, you go to the shop. I'm about my bread. So I let him go to the yard. I went ahead and delivered one more load. I was planning on meeting up with him the next day, so we can go ahead and finish this training, because he only had 2 loads left to go for us to get our 6th load in. I came to find out that he quit. That boy tapped out, y'all. This man tapped out. And so I was scared. I was like, man, so, you know, well, I guess the truck is what got it and so forth and so on. That was my understanding. That's what him and I were talking about. That's what I knew the origin of his frustration was the truck. Tell me why, as I started getting more nosy, I found out that this man said he couldn't understand a mother thing that I was telling him this whole time. He said I have an accent. He couldn't understand my accent. Bro, we spent 2 days. We spent over 48 hours together. I'm taking my time teaching you some things. And you telling me that whole time you didn't understand anything I was saying. That is why he told the driver leader. He said he couldn't understand me because of the accent. And then, you know, something about he also didn't like the way I was talking to him. You see, I found that as an issue in a lot of under environment, because when you're a young buck out here, you're training somebody that's older, let's say somebody late 30s or 40s. They come in here thinking they cannot learn from somebody younger than them. Guys, y'all listen, bro. This is trucking. If you got to get trained by a younger guy that got a little bit more experience in the field you're trying to get into, I don't care if you've been trucking for 30 years, but if you ain't been to the oil field, if you ain't been working for the plantation, you just got to humble yourself, man. Just ask all the questions you can ask. It don't matter if it's a young woman. It don't matter if it's a 21-year-old. It don't matter if it's an 80-year-old man training you, man. He's doing his job. That's to train you to make sure that you prosper out here once you go on your own. And man, if you don't understand something somebody's saying, bro, don't just roll with the punches. Don't just roll with, ask questions. Because I found myself with him having to repeat the same thing over and over and over. Like literally, I sat here just like I'm sitting here right now in his truck, giving him step by step. And then we would drive to go pick up and he wouldn't even know where to find the PO number at. If y'all gonna come here, I want y'all to request me to be your trainee. But man, listen. Honestly, if you're part of the YouTube family, you should be pretty familiar with the way I talk now. You should be able to understand me by now. But if not, man, don't just roll with the punches. Ask me to repeat myself. If we go over something and you don't get it, just ask me, hey bro, all right, so this and that, this and dude, it's my job to teach you how to do things correctly. But if you tell me you got it, and then we come to execute what I just showed you and you have no idea, don't get mad at me, man. Ask me, hey bro, look, I don't really know how to do this. But you got to also understand we're humans, man. If you just told me 10 minutes ago that you understand what I just taught you and it come to executing, you have no idea. First of all, that make me think, one, you're just rolling with the punches, you weren't really paying attention, or B, I need to switch up the different strategies on how to teach you what you need to learn. Anyway, that's what happened. I want you to come because we just started hiring again. You don't have to come, man. That's fine. Actually, keep your ass on you. Keep your ass over where you at, man. But if you do think about it, my Snapchat is in the description. If it's not on this video, just go watch a couple videos or just click on the description on a couple videos. My Snapchat is there. Reach out to me. I put in some words for you. I will, give you access to some direct people you can actually call for a job instead of just, whatever nonsense you got to deal with on the recruiter side, all right? Request me to train your ass. I'm going to train you properly, but if one of you ever find yourself here, like, 4 or 5 people that I know are here, just ask questions, man. Ask questions. So now, I don't really feel some type of way, but now it's kind of messed me up a little because I'm like, I thought he quit because the truck was messing up. This guy never said anything about he's having issue understanding me. I know he wasn't really picking up the training like he's supposed to. But bro, tell me you don't understand, bro. Tell me, look, man, slow down, Hamilton. Can you say that again? Hey, Hamilton, because of your accent, I don't quite understand you, but don't just roll with it. Don't just roll with it. I think his other problem was while we were driving, he said this was too big. The Midland area was too big for him in comparison to where he was coming from. So I don't think he was ever actually an OTR driver whatsoever. I think he finessed his way into the job. I think requirement is you gotta have an OTR or you gotta have like 1 or 2 year experience. I'm not quite sure, but if Midland area, if this damn half of the place will work, there's nothing there. If that's too big for him, then I can understand, he's feeling that pressure, man. He had to tap out. He had to tap out. Because there's no way. And all field roads are different, It's not like you're just going to put address on GPS. We got to use coordinates out here. So I can see that being intimidating for somebody who doesn't have any OTR experience or somebody who ain't never really been in this lifestyle of trucking. But regardless, bro, it ain't just at this plantation. Wherever you go, man, ask questions, man. You're not going to win anything by acting like you know what's going on and you actually don't want to come to executing the plan. You just look stupid. You just look stupid, man. Anyways, that's it, man. So my trainee quit on me. I might not get another trainee this coming week. If I do, y'all already know. I'll let y'all know. I don't really put them on video like that or what for a reason. But I always let y'all know when I got a trainee on me. But yeah, man, I think that's going to be the end of this video. I just want to let y'all know, man, a trainee quit on me. And it's also 1 o'clock in the morning, so I need to go to sleep.